The city manager's report.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. Nina Vetter, City Manager. This month is our second month of having a written report. I'd like to highlight our Gresham Great, of course. This month goes to David Neal from Stormwater. We got a very nice note from a community member about his excellent customer service and responsiveness. So thank you to David Neal and Stormwater for all you do. On the first page, we continue to highlight major data trends that we're seeing across the city that impacts us. I would like to talk a little bit about one of those in particular, which is the point in time count that you see here. As you're probably aware, Multnomah County, like all of our counties across the country, participate in a point in time count that's required by HUD, a federal agency. It does provide a snapshot of people experiencing homelessness on any given night. So I think it's important to recognize that this really is measuring a specific thing. It includes people sleeping in cars, outside, as well as in abandoned buildings and also in shelters. So this does not encompass those who may be spending time with a friend who may be experiencing homelessness, et cetera. So it does not represent the whole picture of homelessness, and we are aware of that. This is a snapshot and primarily covers those who are chronically unsheltered homeless. But what we do see here is that in 2022, we saw a decrease in the point in time count for those experiencing homelessness within the community of Gresham. We also note here that just another data point that I think is useful, in the last fiscal year, our Gresham Homelessness Services team served over 350 unique individuals because there is a lot of movement, as you can imagine, in our region for those who are experiencing homelessness across city and county borders. Moving on to the second page of the report. This month, wanted to highlight in our city projects and initiatives the really important infrastructure work that is being done to lay the groundwork, pun intended, for our groundwater system. Thank you for laughing. There's been some really significant progress made. You see a picture here of our 6 million gallon groundwater tank, and we also have casing underway at one of our wells. For the community, in case you need a refresher on why this project is so important, we estimate that by 2030, the cost of per 100 cubic feet of water from Bull Run, which is our current source of water, will be $3, while our system will be 80 cents. So the fiscal savings, not just to the city, but to our taxpayers, is significant. And this, again, this crucial infrastructure that's being led by our team right now is really critical to make sure that our project is ready to go and we're up and running by our deadline. Also in this section, I just want to note that there's been some really great work done by our team and police, and also thanks to a lot of council's advocacy that DPSST, the state's Department of Public Safety Standards and Training, has increased the number of academies that they are providing. I really do think it's thanks to the work that we have done to advocate for that, which will help us make sure that the people who we have hired recently can go through the academies a little bit quicker than we originally thought. So big thanks to the state and all the work that our team and our council has done to advocate for that. We hope it continues. I will also highlight under city operations, we have a few good news pieces in here. One that I think is important and highlights our continued collaboration is that the cities of Wood Village and Fairview have partnered together on a recreational program called Play East. That was originally really those two organizations, and we are now a part of that as well and participating and really trying to leverage the resources that we have in the region and trying to collaborate to work together on recreational programming. And then last but not least, a lot of important regional updates that have happened over the last month. I think we had at least one counselor attend the groundbreaking of the behavioral health center that Multnomah County is putting in place. It is in Portland, but it still is another resource for the community. You can see here that it's a project that's being developed with mental health nonprofits. It will provide a community resource center. It also will provide shelter beds and transitional housing. So while it's not in Gresham, it is still another really needed, crucial resource for our greater region. And last but not least, I mentioned this last week, but we recently heard from the Multnomah County DA's office that unfortunately we're experiencing a significant lack of public defenders, which is really an issue with the state. And you'll see here that in a recent article, the DA noted that to date, a total of 285 cases, including misdemeanors and felonies, have been dismissed due to a lack of having a public defender available. So we're working with them to better understand how we could advocate for the public defender resources as best as we can as we work through that. And last but not least, well, and a bit of good news, our police department has been working really closely with the DA to advocate for a deputy DA who is just designated to serve East County and particularly prosecuting gun-related crimes. And we are now actively working on that and making it happen. So thanks again, a lot of collaboration to highlight over the last month because we do really work with our regional partners to make things happen. And that is my report for this evening.